Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Aiken. We are broadcasting from the Hesselson studio, and this is the Stu Benz Senior Services Fund section of our program. And we are being joined by some of the cast of Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Thanks so much for being on the show this morning.
Thanks for having us.
This is opening night. Are you nervous?
Not yet.
No? Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Anxious, want to get in front of an audience.
Yes, can't wait. How long have you guys been preparing?
We auditioned back in May, I believe. Mm-hmm. So we've been rehearsing ever since then. Yeah.
What's a typical, how many times do you practice a week? I know something like this takes a lot of dedication, right?
It does. It does. Juggling summer schedules because everybody's doing everything all the time. We try to get together 3 to 4 times a week until we get closer to show, and then we'll book it up to every night.
Do you ever get bored of the play that you're doing?
Not this one.
No. Did you plan that?
No.
That's what I find kind of fascinating, because it seems like anything else, if you watch a TV show or something over and over again, the same one, you're going to get kind of bored. But you have to know the characters you're playing, right?
It's a really great... Anytime you do a show, you get a really great experience of creating and finding like yourself within a character. And then just, it's like when you're 3 or 4 years old and you play house and you decide to be like this whole different person than who you are. It's just so much fun. How
do you specifically get into character? Like when you open tonight, how do you go from who you are sitting here right now to the character you're playing, which is Sweeney and Miss Lovett?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, you don't know yet.
It doesn't. Well, no. For me, I like. I tend to feel it a little more when I get into the setting of the stage.
Okay.
When I get into that stage setting, then I feel as though I can, maybe depending on my line delivery, maybe there'll be a little chill or a little something where I'm really trying to put myself into Sweeney's mindset, and then from there, once I'm in, then I feel like, okay, let's go.
That kind of puts you in a dark place then, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh. Darker, darkest, still dark,
Yeah, this is a dark one.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like funny and there's bright spots, but there's definitely a lot of that darkness and dark humor, and it's so much fun.
That's where Heather's character really brings to life a lot of the humor.
Yeah. How do you get into the character?
Makeup, hair, costume, that's all a huge development part of it, but then it's as soon as you hear the music and you start to jump into it, it just happens.
So I've never thought that. How long does the hair and makeup and those type of things, when you're getting ready, how long does that take?
Depending on your character, it can take anywhere from 10 minutes to half an hour, 45 minutes. There's a lot of special effects makeup in this one. So we actually have some of the team from Sylvania that comes in to do some of our blood work and our things like that. Yeah, it's cool.
And you mentioned it is a dark play, but it also has moments of kind of lightness. Do you think that's what's made it so popular through the years? Because this is one that even someone like me that doesn't go to the theater that much knows a lot about Sweeney Todd. I
think so. I know within the theater community, Stephen Sondheim, who wrote the musical, is a huge inspiration for a lot of us. So it's kind of got that beautiful following of thespians and actors and singers. But because it's so popular, and there's the movie with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, that it opened it up more to the masses. So it's really out there and available more than some other shows that are available.
And there's a good balance, I think. I think the way it's written, a lot of the dialogue, there are really some foreshadowing that if you're really, like, it's one of those things where you can go back and see it again. And like the more that I look at the lines and such, the more I can really appreciate even the little innuendos. And then there's such a nice balance between the really dark side and, believe it or not, the comedic side. So I think there's a lot of things that drive it to make it popular.
Now, you had mentioned the movie, which I guess I kind of forgot about the movie. Is that something that you watch in preparation or try to avoid in preparation?
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. And you'll find when you speak to different people how they prepare. Some people will refuse to watch anything.
Yeah.
Some people will watch everything that they can find to like steal little snippets of ideas. I kind of do both.
Okay.
Yeah,
I tend to...
I try to find, not to steal things, but to see, well, that's an interesting way of approaching, or, well, there's 180 degrees out from that approach. It's nice to just kind of see those different ideas that then try to put something together.
Now, how long, because you mentioned other plays and getting into character, how long have you been involved in acting, and also how long have you been involved with Elmira Little Theater?
Me first on that?
Yeah.
My very first one with Elmira Little Theater.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I relocated to this area last year. So prior to that, I don't know, 30 years worth of acting.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I've been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
Okay.
I grew up with Elmira Little Theater. My mom was a big performer in the organization, and I grew up playing around the costume shop and things like that. So I've been involved ever since I can remember in Elmira Little Theater, and I've been just like rocking and rolling ever since.
And we've talked in the past with members of Elmira Little Theater, but if someone's interested in becoming involved, what's the best way to join Elmira Little Theater? Because I know it may not just be acting. There's so many other parts to this that go into a successful play.
Absolutely. You can always, if you want to be on stage, they're always having auditions. They are all over Facebook. When they post their auditions, they do that there. And they also do their website, elmiralittletheater.org.
Okay.
And you can also reach out to them through that website if you want to work backstage doing tech, if you want to do sound, lights, anything like that as well.
We're talking about Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Now, this kind of shows my ignorance on this. Is this considered a play? Because I've been using the term play, or is it considered a musical? Or neither. I don't know how that works.
Well, some people have called it an operetta because there's so much
Just
of
to
the
throw you
dialogue
another
that's,
term.
Yes.
that's sung.
So I wasn't even halfway.
Yeah, I would consider it in or more modern terms a musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the music part difficult? Would you rather have a play that you're in where you don't have all this music?
I love the music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love it. Yes, it is very difficult.
Okay.
This is
Right.
one of the more difficult plays that I've ever been a part of. But I love a good musical.
Okay.
I
it.
love the challenge of it. This particular Sondheim has a lot of, I'll say, from a musical perspective, dissonance in it,
Okay.
which at times can be difficult to, enact and send out there properly. But the challenge of that and the challenge of the different emotions throughout it, I just love it.
Yeah. It seems stressful to
remember
the lyrics. Because think about when you're in your car and you're singing a song you think you know and you still screw it up. So, right?
Oh,
so
every time.
So you have to.
Is he trying to put pressure on us?
No, I didn't. I didn't do that. But I'm just thinking, and while you're trying to remember the lyrics, you also have to act. That's so many more levels to it. I don't know. I didn't mean to make you stress. Okay.
No, you're not.
How many people are in the cast? Because I've seen pictures and there's quite a few people.
Yeah.
We have between 50 and 60 people in the cast on stage, and it ranges. The cool part is that it ranges from a 9-year-old up to folks in their 60s. So it's really, for a community show, we've encompassed a lot of the decades. It's really neat seeing all the generations up there.
Now, it's different because the 9-year-old's acting, obviously, but is this a play that you would maybe avoid with kids, or is it... I don't want to discourage people.
Yeah, we have it. It's rated on our marketing stuff as PG-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that that's appropriate because there are some definite adult themes that you wouldn't want to explain to a 10-year-old.
Sure. Okay. Well, today is opening night. It's Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and that's at Clemens Center Powers Theater. You can find out more. We were talking about off the air. Where could you get tickets?
You can call the Clemens Center box office, and you can get tickets beforehand, or you can get them right at the door.
And what are the dates and times just before we go?
August 23, 24, and 25. There are 2 shows on Saturday the 24th, a 2 p.m. matinee, and then the one in the evening at 7:30, and the Sunday show is also a 2 p.m. show.
Okay, so just before we go, this is kind of a corny question I always ask. So Sunday's the last performance at 2 p.m. What does your Monday look like when it's all over?
Coffee.
Coffee, just lots of coffee?
Coffee and
Erase
a
your
whole
memory.
lot of not doing anything.
Yeah. Do you think you'll have the song stuck in your head for a long time after?
Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
For sure.
So again, get tickets. Is going to be a really big, of course, audience. And when you were saying you can get them at the door, but you would probably recommend getting them ahead of time, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, online is clemenscenter.org, I
Okay.
think is a good way to find it if you want to go online too.
All right. Well, enjoy. You worked hard for it. I hope everything goes smooth. And we'll talk next time. Elmira Little Theater's in town. In town. They're always in town. But when they want to come on the show, okay?
Awesome.
Thanks
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
All right. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV. Big Fox. Stay with us.